My grandfather was a truly great man. He was the most kind, selfless man who never would hesitate to help someone in need, even if it meant nearly costing his life. Through the most kind, selfless acts, my grandfather had become to me an exemplary figure with all of society's most upstanding qualities, meaning if I was half the person he was, I'd be twice the person I am now. As well as being a simply moral man and just, he was a very immensely intelligent man. He had a PhD in obstetrics and gynecology. He became a professor at the School of Medicine and at the University of Kansas and Stanford, and later served 10 years until retirement as chief of obstetrics at the Valley Medical Center. In his retirement, he went on dozens of medical missions to mostly developing countries, such as Pakistan, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Albania, Macedonia, and China. In these missions, my grandfather was testing and researching one of his innovations. He had designed a garment that had helped reduce hemorrhaging and blood loss and increase survival rates during childbirth. On a mission in Pakistan, his group that was housed in hotels was captured and held by insurgents. My grandfather told me by the time that he had realized what was happening, he was handcuffed to a bathroom sink with a bag over his head, and that he recalled that a short while later he was transferred or carried into a van or bus and taken to another location with the rest of his group. For 4 days, they were chained to walls and floors and were fed meagerly and given water meagerly, and they had rarely seen or spoke to their captors. During the 5th night, they were awoken to gunshots. My grandpa confided to me that he was ultimately scared for his life at that moment, but he was rendered speechless at what was to happen. Several men entered the room, and one rushed to him crying hysterically. Once freed of his chains and on the way back with the rest of his team of doctors, he had learned that their liberator was the husband and father of the wife and child that he had saved during that mission in Pakistan. The man said, "In saving my wife and child, you've saved me, and I needed to save you."